Been dispatched to a 40-year-old male who fell off a 6-meter roof and landed on his occiput. On the rapid trauma assessment, it was found that he had an isolated injury to his occiput. It's a boggy patch 6 centimeters in diameter. The patient was found lying supine with posturing and extending. He was restless, combative, and was grunting as well, but he has settled down with morphine administration. We didn't find any injuries and no signs of blood loss. His GCS is a 5, eyes being 2, verbal being 2, and movement being 1. His heart rate is 50. His blood pressure is 160/90. His rest rate is 12 and it's irregular. And his BGL is 7.6, temperature 37. So management wise, we've got towels here to immobilize his head. And at the moment he's maintaining his own airway, but because of his injuries, it can become compromised at any time. So I've got an LMA and OPA on standby if that happens. I've also got a BVM. If he requires assisted ventilation or is not breathing adequately, and it has a PEEP set to 5 centimeters of water. We've also got him on a non-rebreather mask at 10 liters per minute. We've got a defib pads attached. Got monitoring leads attached as well. We've got a blood pressure cuff and SpO2 probe attached. And I've also gained bilateral IV access using a large bore cannula. And we've also got a bag of running sodium chloride as well on standby. So we've also got morphine on standby if he gets combative. So at this stage I'm querying a TBI, and the fall I believe is mechanical in nature. I've ruled out metabolic issues such as hypoglycemia because his BGL is 7.6. Hypothermia and hyperthermia has been ruled out as well because his temperature is 37, and cardiac involvement has been ruled out because it's showing sinus bradycardia on the monitor. So because this patient is having a severe TBI, I'm calling him status 1, and I'm going to get an ICP to perform RSI. So AUT1 to comms.
Copy.
AUT1 to comms, we've got a status 1 patient with a TBI. Could we have a RSI qualified R50?
30 minutes. ICP wants you to start preparing for RSI.
Copy. So at this stage, I'm going to be preparing for RSI when the ICP gets here, and to do that, I'm going to be using the RSI checklist. So first, I'm going to attach the nasal prongs to the patient. Okay. And once that's done, okay, I'm going to be pre-oxygenating the patient with a non-rebreather mask to 10 liters per minute as well. I'm not going to be attaching the nasal prongs to oxygen just yet, it's just on standby. Okay, so I've already attached the ECG leads and defib pads, and I've got a blood pressure and SpO2 as well. I've got a capnography here on standby, and so position the monitor so that it can be seen. So this is what it's been. So it's positioned this way, and space has been left to the right side of the patient so that intubation equipment can be placed as well. We've got IV access on both sides, and I've also got a bag of running sodium chloride as well. So the patient's head has been positioned in such a way for optimal airway control, and he's got a towel under his head as well. And I've also got an ET tube holder here to stand by when the ICP gets here. I've also got suction here on standby if it's required, and just check that it's working. Okay, that's good. And I've also got a BVM here to prepare for manual ventilation if it's required with a PEEP valve attached. So at this stage, I'm going to obtain another set of vital signs, and I'll be updating the ICP about the patient's conditions and the vital signs. So because we're not in an ambulance, it's advised to clear as much space as possible on both sides of the patient. And so if the RSI, so an ICP is allowed 2 RSI attempts, and if those fail, an OPA, NPA, or LMA should be used to maintain the patient's airway and to ventilate using a BVM. During the RSI procedure, the ICP may require burp procedure to be performed, so that's backwards, upwards, rightwards pressure on the trachea. And during RSI, they may require assistance with a bougie. So that a bougie is used to find the anatomical landmark, and we help by feeding the tube through over it. And if the RSI fails and we're unable to ventilate the patient, a cricothyroidotomy will be required, whereby this incision is made through the skin at the cricothyroid membrane. Thank you.